No, it's just fun to do myself.
Oh, okay.
I personally like it.
Ha!
All right, we are recording, and it's awesome. We've got Tombs and Tendrils back again. We are on session 59. The big 5-9.
Yeah.
And it's a big deal. Session 58 was pretty crazy though.
Oh,
We're gonna need
hot trash.
We're gonna need a thorough recap on that, and I think you all should participate since you all participated in the chaos that
I've got it.
that was.
That's true.
I've got the script.
You got some first impressions.
You got the script.
Yeah, the one you wrote.
Oh, but I want everybody's feelings in there, not just my
well,
heartless soul.
They can comment on it as we go.
That's fair.
Okay, well let's cue Katie or Joss, whatever you want to do.
I don't know. Joss and Crisis gave their minds to what they thought was the astropath so that a proper message could be sent out.
We're not even going to talk about going to the DMV.
Yeah, that was the most exciting part of the entire session.
Just skip it right to the juicy
Well,
part.
why don't you recap that, Crisis?
If you have such strong feelings about it that you can't even remember them.
Oh.
They cheated their way to the DMV.
Yeah, so we went to the DMV, and I flirted with the DMV lady to get us a slot in the emergency...
What was her name?
Agnes. Yeah.
Just wanted to bring that in.
But then Jasper over here just stole the next one in line, so my efforts were fruitless.
But
Apparently,
you're doing great.
Yeah, thanks, man. Apparently, we can't read, so first we went to like the insurance booth, but eventually we worked our way to the political spectrum, and Joss tried to impose her fetish onto the secretary, but the secretary was like,
Oh.
No.
That wasn't different.
That turned very real world. It was like...
You forgot the guy with all the servo skulls, too.
Oh, yeah,
servo
servo skull dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's bronze.
Yeah, I got really angry at his servo skulls, and I complained to them about the way the Imperium is set up.
They didn't care.
Yeah.
That was like the first hour of the session.
Yeah. Eventually,
We're not
we
efficient.
mentioned the Imperium and went up. Joss and I went up, and that happened while Jasper stayed behind to keep an eye on the secretary. There, that's the DMV section.
Yeah.
Now onto boring stuff.
You know, the DMV does kind of take up the first hour of your day.
Yeah.
So it's only fitting to take up an hour of the session.
So yeah, then we got our brains read by what we thought was the astropath, but was actually a Gene Stiller cult magus who stole our thoughts for the Patriarch. Crisis lost 2 memories.
Yeah, I don't know that Deco and
The Space Marine.
the Space Marine Nazriel are dead.
What was the other one?
I don't remember the Space Marine ship.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
which is-
It's kind of a big deal, and a
Yeah.
big deal that they know.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
that's what Crisis said.
Crisis totally has no memory. Oh, of the train car, including yours and Deco's dead. He also, because this was to Dylan, recapping from last session. He also lost all memories of Green Knight ship. Joss held on to her memories, but went critically insane.
Yeah.
Woo!
That was a lot.
Like, it was an insane amount.
30
Look at
insanity
this.
points.
In the last 2 sessions, like last session and the session before, the one prior, I was at 15 insanity.
Oh, you're up to 61 now or
because
something?
of your death.
Yeah.
I honestly think that if you die, like the rest of us are just gonna be like, do we even want to do this? Like, we used to have like a whole team, and like he was like the last acolyte. We're just a bunch of scrubs. I don't even know who Alvis is.
That's alright, we want to work with the other guy anyways.
True.
Cool, so then Crisis tried to intervene and caused a cataclysmic pearls
Cataperilsclismic.
that shuffled his and Joss's divinations and also made him believe his soul had been tainted by dark powers. What? Yeah, he munched his arm right off.
He munched.
I just
Nom,
wanted
nom,
to
nom.
bring it
He
down.
munched a can.
Wow.
What?
I don't know. Talking about games.
Yeah.
It's a game. Game of love.
As I became conscious once again from the magus, I witnessed Crisis lose it and literally rip his right arm apart with his teeth. He spelled teeth wrong. And then burn the pieces to try and rid himself of. I'm not saying that word
Publicly
again.
shamed on the internet.
How did he spell? Did he spell teat with an H?
No, TEA.
TH.
Oh.
Wow,
The
you
dumbest
remember.
way.
Oh my God.
Yeah, shredded on the internubs.
I just we need to have a translucent
actually
piece of
rape.
cloth. Shade.
So that Cody can cry without anyone watching.
He's in mourning for his own.
He's gonna kill us
Dignity.
all this session. This is
It's
very
very
Crisis
possible.
Crisis and Joss are both
Our
already
own
dead.
stupid choices will get us killed. It's not
Yeah.
even gonna be his fault. Anyways,
We are the Imperium.
Kill
us.
Jasper was suspicious of the secretary lady, rightly so.
Inquisition.
And, yeah, because we kept saying who we were, which was dumb. Heard me scream and then got shot with a toxic dart from said sketchy secretary woman. And then Malin showed up with your new character, which all I can think of is Tarragon, and that's not the right word.
Terrigen.
Terrigen.
It's
Terrigen.
Tatrius.
It's like Terrigenesis.
You're a Terrigenesis.
Shredded on.
We were going through the Astropath's chamber and Crisis lit the Magus on fire, so she's dead, potentially? Maybe? Hopefully?
She should be.
Really hoping that's the case. But then, and also tackled her body off several stories.
Yep.
So that was neat. And then when Jasper was walking by, someone was still alive, and he had enough, so he shot her. Found out she was the actual Astropath, and we super needed her alive, too. So Malin's doubly unhappy with us, and this is our first time seeing him in a while. So we're doing really
He's
good.
had a hard 6 months.
So have we.
Oh, yeah. Gross.
No, you haven't. You had a 6-month instant.
And it's been really hard coming back from it.
Wow.
Crisis tried to perform a miracle by baptizing her in blood, and super didn't work. But because of Thaddeus and his technical abilities, we were able to he was able to reanimate her brain so we could send a message. And hopefully Crisis will continue to believe that it was his doing that made that possible.
That's yours.
Oh,
The last
so.
2 times
So,
they play.
yeah.
That's where we are, guys.
That is how it is.
Tarragon thinks you guys are all psychos. He came in and Malin was like, "There's these guys who are acolytes and they're pretty chill, but they've been gone for a bit." And we come in and this dude is chewing his arm off, and then you guys are trying to be like, "Yeah, he can do miracles. Watch." And I'm like, "No, he needs medical care." And Josh is like, "He doesn't need medical care. He just needs more faith."
I definitely was not like
Every time
that.
I said that, Josh was like, "No, just watch."
There
And then
you
I
go.
watch, and
That's-
he's just like, it's like disturbing.
He's like performing corn rituals over the corner.
I'm like, oh my gosh. And then this dude just kills the actual Astropath. And then,
He's new.
All I did.
and then Malin's like, "Hey, it's okay, they have a psyker. Where's your psyker?" And you're like, "He's dead." I'm like, oh my gosh, we're all gonna die. Should have left 6 months ago.
I
Oh,
can't
man.
decide if I wish that I had gotten the healing power from Deco, or if I'm happy with the sense presence.
No, the sense presence is gonna be
Hmm?
huge. Wait,
We've
are
had
you
3
Terrigen or
characters
Terrigen?
die.
Terrigen.
Terrigen.
in like 8 sessions.
Just call him Terry.
Terry.
Oh my gosh, like
Terry.
Monsters Inc. 2.
Oh, I was thinking of that
Critters.
Key and Peele
Oh.
skit. There's Terry's on this plane.
Don't
Oh
you just
my
wish that some
gosh.
Terrors would show up in this movie? Jimmy?
I'm so
I'm gonna get
mad.
froggy.
Oh yeah, I sure do.
I can't
Come
get
up
over
and
that
get
skit
Grabby.
because of the hairdos. Like,
He says stuff in that all the time.
Crack.
And it's the dumbest.
Suck.
You know, words.
clack.
Crack. Jam skunk.
What?
So good. Anyway, so that is the wrap up of the summer wraps.
I know, I don't have to do it for a while.
No.
Not necessarily.
If you're the only person who
Vote for
survived this
Josh to do it
session,
next week.
You guys all
Oh.
suck.
No.
I need an adult.
Wow, Lance supported that.
I actually need help with something.
Yeah,
Well,
we know.
I know there's a lot on that list, but
Do I
pick
just-
one.
I said it.
How many do I pick?
What do you mean?
Because last time you said pick 4.
Mhm.
So do I just pick 4 cybernetics?
Well,
and
so
pick
what
them?
you need to do is find a Lathe Worlds book and then go and look up, I think it's like Heart of Steel, or like look in your traits because there's one that says that you have the flesh is weak.
Yeah, I have that.
But the thing is, like at certain levels, like you get those.
Oh,
You basically have to take a cybernetic because you hate your flesh.
right.
Don't
All right.
Cool.
So. Done.
Wow. That's crazy.
What?
Thank you.
Forgot to plan that.
Oh.
we
Okay.
don't want
Everybody. Ooh.
to. Just put that
Um,
back in the dark corner.
All right, yeah. So you guys are currently in the Astropaths section of the Hive Spire, and you have that tower set up before you within this pinnacle of the forge, and there's the bodies strewn about from the imposter Astropath sacrifices.
Ugh.
There's the blood that's sloshed out all over the floor from the tub full of blood.
Blood
the
from
Christ
a
is
cup
tipped
full of
over.
blood.
I don't know. I'm tired. It's been a day. Anyway. Thank you for that. Terrigen's in the middle of judging everybody, standing there not happy. Malin is off to the side with his hands on his hips and just looking pissed.
You'll get like,
And
it's a level 8 character, you'll just level those up.
Thaddeus is standing next to you on the second level of the Astropath's living quarters. And y'all just send off, Centaur attempted to send off the message that needed to go out, and Jasper's there, or Terrigen was up there too, actually.
Yeah.
And
We needed
Were you
his
as well?
thingy.
What?
So just
I don't think she
So,
went downstairs, so she was
yeah,
up there with
so
us.
one-
okay, yeah, so you're just on the top.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's
And
the modifier.
yeah, so you just succeeded in sending that message
so it's
off.
like 1,
It
8,
works.
Or at least that's what you
whatever
believe.
you put in it, it's like 16,
And,
1, 6, and
The reality of kind of
Like
what's
this.
going on is kind of becoming clearer, and your arm starts to just,
38, 59,
it's
38,
agonizing.
58, and then you just put that first number in there.
How much of your arm did you chew off? Like,
I imagine like bits, like just beyond the.
how much of the bone did you get
It's
off?
just an 8, but you add
I
Because you
know.
buried your
Like-
stump too, didn't you?
you
Yeah.
add those numbers to your base
This is a-
stats.
Your flamer's really
So,
strong.
like,
Is there any
Like
bone
tech
there
base base
anymore?
stat for
I don't
intelligence.
know.
I don't even know what that is.
Like I could
I mean-
imagine.
So should I just?
It's almost creepier. If
Last
there is
session was an
Yeah.
odd session, so this one's an even session.
bone.
Okay. And what would you prefer?
Ooh. I was imagining like stabbing the bone into her, so I'll keep the bone.
Cool. Yeah, because you got an even. So
Right.
bones out and charred,
Oh, don't like that.
and
Yeah,
and we're gonna say that it's like partially broken off, so
Yeah.
it's jagged bone.
Ugh.
yeah, because it was burned, so like it's easier to break.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Well, you don't have any nerves there anymore, so it's not gonna hurt.
That's pretty nasty.
yeah, my arm's hurting right now.
Cool.
I've gotten over the adrenaline and shock, so.
Woo!
Alright.
So yeah, where's everybody at?
I wanted to.
Emotion.
So, well, yeah. Malin's just sitting there all upset, like all grumpy pants.
Yeah, he's Grumpy Pants.
Well, no need to be grumpy.
Mr. Grumpy Pants.
So I wanted to. He started talking a little bit about the Gene Stealer cult and the Tyranids, because I don't even think the Gene Stealer cults were around when I went to sleep, because I went to sleep like years ago.
Oh yeah.
I don't know anything about these guys or what's going on.
Nobody knew about him. Nobody was talking about him.
Yeah. So I would probably just approach him and say, "I'm sorry I upset you. I really don't have a clear understanding of what we're dealing with here. You said something about cult or aliens or something. What exactly are we dealing with here?" And I want to be like looking at the Magus, the fake astropath, or what's left of her. Fear.
He turns around and by the way, you know what, I thought about it, and in like the last 6 months he got just like a short cropped beard with his baldness. But not anything as magnificent as Crisis.
It's
And
not magnificent, but Crisis approves.
I love how you brought that up. You know, I've thought about it in the last 6 months.
just now actually. But yeah, he turns around and he's like fixing some settings on his plasma pistol.
He's just about to shoot us. He's like,
And he looks at you and you actually see like what you think is that thought cross his mind.
Yeah.
And he lowers his pistol at his side and he's like, "Where have you been the last forever? I don't know, the last year."
My previous employer, Alvis, kept me on ice for the better part of a decade now.
Why were you on ice? What'd you do?
I think he wasn't particularly happy with the work I did for him, which seems to be a continuing streak for me. I apologize again.
I'm going to put you on ice now.
We had a disagreement about how to deal with that different xenos threat on this planet.
Oh, you must be talking about the Necrons.
Yes. What do you know about Necrons?
Next to nothing. But these two, and I didn't mention it at the start of the session, but Violet and Rat are here.
You mentioned it.
I mentioned the last session, but not
Yeah.
the start of this session. And he said, yeah, these two actually got lost down there and in Nork Forest for months.
Did they manage to find the location of the Necrons? Any particular settlements or establishments?
They went down there with 30 Tempestor Prime guardsmen, highly trained, highly skilled,
Oh, they're discarded.
and they were massacred by what they said was the sentries, the Guardians.
With all that's happening on this
They
planet,
lost their psyker down there. Yeah, it was rough.
right? Well, I figured they were probably priority at the moment. With all that's happening on this planet, it's only a matter of time before they become an even more legitimate threat. They don't tend to react well to activity like this. Anywho, these things, are they mutants?
If I didn't have a surety of the knowledge that there were
What's
dark
what's
gods
your
out there who thrive in chaos,
Yeah, so
I would say these are the closest things to hell I've ever seen.
What's hell?
Oh,
are you thinking about
I know.
Modifiers.
You're bad.
wow. Well,
The reaction. action that is.
Throw a dice.
What is this?
I'm not sure what our next action is here. We sent out a message. Did it go through? Is there any way to confirm that?
Well, the astropath's dead, so probably no way to confirm that.
Yep, that's it's a bit of a rash decision. I'll ask next time.
Are you the astropath?
I'll just ask, should I shoot the dead
Because
bodies?
I can't.
Right. That's what you're looking for.
Anyways,
Great.
not really sure.
He says, so you must be new to the rest of those people, right?
Oh, I've known them for, I guess, a couple days total, maybe.
Okay. Because the only one that I knew before was that assassin, Jost.
That's not true.
How's that not
Yeah.
true?
You've met all of us.
Nope.
No, because
Never
Deco
met
isn't here. He
Crisis.
never met Crisis.
Never
No,
met.
you're saying the only one you met that's still alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only
Well,
one
yeah.
who's here in the room.
Looks like
The
she's
only
got a
one who
new
freaking
group.
survived.
Yeah, she
Oh, you
was.
dum dums.
Sorry, I helped him.
She seemed fine up until a minute ago.
Did he meet Thaddeus too?
Oh, he did meet that.
Yeah,
yes.
he know.
Yeah, her and the robot.
Yeah, we forget about him sometimes.
Lots of times.
He kind of
He blends in with the
scans
local
the
fauna.
Yeah. Well, it seems like you're the man in charge now. What?
Don't you have an Inquisitor?
Not as far as I'm concerned.
He's like kind of putting himself back together. And you can just see his whole face is just stress. And he's like, well, this is not the place to talk. So, really, we should go.
I think it'd be good for us all to sit down and have a proper come together moment. Oh, I meant more like a bonding session.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
I honestly,
Trust falls.
Yeah.
so you said Alvis was displeased in your work. Did that scar on your throat have anything to do with it?
Just kind of like tends to.
You're gonna have to ask Cody, 'cause I don't remember where
yeah.
it was.
That was his handiwork.
Okay.
I think he left the rest of my team in a similar state.
Do you know if he's still alive?
We do, yeah. He's out there somewhere. Last we knew, he was moving between those power stations, whatever they're called.
Getting rid of the flux.
You're up, stop. You're not in this conversation.
Yeah, the power stations to get rid of the man-made.
Why on earth would he get rid of the flux?
From what we could find, he believes that it would be best if it weren't there because it allows for psychic powers to be more easily manifested.
He wants to reveal Anvil to the Rift?
As far as we could tell.
I'm gonna need to get in contact with him. ASAP.
So that's good luck with that.
Yeah, get your team, we should go.
Not my team. For sure. I'll tell him. Yeah, I'll drop. Hey, Newtons.
Yes.
I think it's time for us to get heading out here. Are we done with the bloody half corpse that I killed?
Oh yes, I already handled everything here. Looks like we were able to send out the message.
It looks like you handled it perfect. Again.
You have it.
Yeah. Yes,
There's a
I
bunker.
resurrected. Do you see the fire thing?
No. The dog.
Wait, what about the dog?
You have the dog.
it.
Yes, I have the dog.
You should have been helping.
The dog? What can
I don't know if I brought the dog up here.
Oh. He was.
Could even Steve.
Do you have the stats for the dog?
I'm just
I
saying.
don't have the stats for the
I
dog.
like dogs. More of a cat person.
Don't
Well,
you?
it doesn't matter for the purposes of the secretary dying. You should have had the gift.
Yeah.
Food for thought.
We're gonna set you up with that dog too, but it'll be up to you to remember it.
Okay.
Right now,
It's just
the
a
dog's
question.
attacks do 10d20.
Holy cow.
Wow! D20 aren't even a die in here. That's
Roll
crazy.
10 ones.
Wow.
That's still pretty good.
So if you add it up.
Is there anything else we need to
Mhm.
do while we're here?
So, like,
Is there
if
anything we
you-
need to know about?
I don't know if you want intelligence.
We should.
Getting a replacement
Well,
would be
you add it
nice.
to whatever the
Oh.
Did
intelligence
I
stat is.
know? Did I see the
It
secretary
really
with her data
hurts.
slate? I would have seen her.
I don't think I even like a med kit.
Should never did just like that.
But she was working on it while she was sitting at her
Doesn't matter, I
desk.
don't have med kit,
Yeah.
can't help you.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I want it.
yeah, it looks bad.
Yes, I agree. When I look at it, I'm like, ouch.
I might be
You should, like,
crazy. But I'm used
Wrap it and clean it.
It does have blood on it.
Yeah. And I mean,
What?
Malin looks at
Oh, I have
looks at you and
Medicaid.
he's like, I don't know what they're doing. Are you ready to go?
Ready whenever you are.
Perfect.
boss.
And he says, Violet, Rat, and they turn to leave.
Can I do Medicaid on Crisis?
Sure.
Now that I've returned.
Won't heal his arm.
Well, I know, but at least bandage it.
manage it into a shit.
Ah!
I do it.
You know what? I gotta believe that having
Okay.
your bone sticking
Oh.
out is still not good for you.
Probably
Even
not.
if it's been burned and everything.
Shocking.
Like, you're still gonna get sick.
Put a sock over it.
Yeah, seriously, that's basically what they're doing. Can I
Thanks.
put a band-aid on this bone?
It's better than nothing right now.
No.
I appreciate that greatly.
We should just cut
Wait.
off the bone.
Yes.
I mean, that would probably be
We'll
more
have to just get him a bionic
appropriate.
arm in a little bit. For
All
now,
right.
this is what we've got.
Well, it looks like those people are very rudely departing, so we should follow after.
Yeah, I'm following the art a lot.
Don't let them get much further. Attack them.
Oh no!
Oh no! Don't let your crazy and problem to the top.
You guys get down to the administration level for the Astropath secretary, and you see
Her tongue sticking.
a squad of Skitari
Ah.
taking positions.
I'm hoping Malin's got a plan here.
He went out first.
And
I'm wondering where
the
Malin is.
Skitari Alpha steps forward and says, "You all need to halt. You're under arrest for
Okay.
murdering the Astropath."
Oh lord. How many
Oh!
Well, that is actually pretty accurate.
Can I
so-
do
What we need
Yeah,
to
you kind of
say.
deserve everything that's about to come to you. I don't feel bad because I'm a ghost in the void.
Oh,
Can I talk with
I mean,
them?
you passed
Yeah.
out, so.
I'm gonna say, hey, this is oh, let me pull it up real quick. I have my rank.
It's gonna pull me.
Hey,
I'm a
this
rank
is
1 reductionist.
Terrigen Brule. I'm a Celerist Tribune
That sounds
in the
good.
Crimson Guard. What's up?
Secret handshake?
She
I can't
points
do it.
her phosphor pistol at you. Says, "You're under arrest, along with the rest of these murderers."
For killing Xenos? Is this how the Priesthood of Mars acts? This is
What?
despicable.
You killed the Astropath. We have it on camera.
I know, the Xenos Astropath.
There's no Xenos here.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna do a command test on this fool. I have a command plus 30.
oh.
And because they're tech priest or techie, I can use my intelligence.
Nice.
So let's see. I'm gonna say
Wait,
stand
command
down.
plus 30?
Probably
Huh?
talented with it as well.
Wow.
Plus 20, sorry.
Oh.
Never mind, not as cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
what a
do we have an
freaking
alternate
dumbhead.
No,
No.
we don't.
Katie's rolling our alternate crit.
Reroll it.
Okay.
It's
83.
Oh, cool.
Does somebody want to write that on there somewhere?
Okay.
83.
I pass.
Good work.
They can figure it
Not
out.
the best pass.
No, but it's a pass.
Okay.
The Skitari Alpha fails. And says, "Well, then what proof do you have?"
Where's Malin?
Right there next to you. You step forward. He's just looking at you like, all right.
I love how she's threatening to arrest us and Malin didn't say anything.
Wait. Is the secretary? Oh wait,
She's
that would be
super dead.
metagaming. I can't.
You're standing right there with them.
No, but no. The thing we talked about the secretary.
Oh, that body's crisped in ash.
How?
Because he electro vomited on it.
It did explode on like above me.
I did. I saved him from getting kissed. Do you guys not have cameras on you? I don't think my dude has a camera on him.
My dude's wearing basically
Well,
a jumpsuit. That's what I got.
Thaddeus has
The
cameras.
magus is like right.
Oh, yeah.
But also the magus is right up there and probably has some kind of
If you
appendage.
if you do a DNA test on it or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say Malin has a fancy little
Scanner.
scanny thing.
Oh.
Thaddeus, he sighs and he's like, all right. Plugs around some numbers on his data slate. And the two Castellan robots that were primed earlier activate and raise their arms. And he's like, do what he says. Just stand down. If you want, go up there and look. We've got stuff to do.
I didn't realize we were pulling guns on the authorities. Big robot guns.
It's okay.
And they don't respond at first. So he's like, oh my gosh, like, does this? And one by one, all of the Castellan robots activate.
I'm gonna say, do you want to say anything, Malin, or feel free to add in, or are we gonna kill all these?
I'm just letting y'all handle it. But they're right.
Who's right?
Yeah.
Us.
Oh.
He says to the Skitari.
Okay.
I was like, they're right.
We're going to jail.
Well, they are right.
Is the astropath like? I guess we wouldn't really know. But like, is the normal astropath known for using weird blood magic stuff? Yeah. Okay.
Also,
found that out
don't
later.
they look different? Have they never had like a visual record of the astropath that lives here? Oh, but you said there was like a coup or whatever, and they implanted the magus. Never mind. Cut it all. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Bad guys.
Yeah,
We're leaving. We just walk away now.
I assume because it says make assassin.
I'm gonna tell them to come with us.
And agent
Oh.
or dragon.
Dig.
Dagon. Yeah, so I'm just deciding what to put my
I
roll
should
into.
have taken the
So I have this.
magus's body with
Like
us,
these.
I feel like.
I'm just trying to decide which one's
No.
which.
We don't carry dead bodies with us everywhere.
You
So-
shouldn't carve the symbol of chaos into it.
Oh. Well,
I would say
that's
do your
okay.
best.
No,
You're sure.
I
that's
mean,
a
if you
cast
take
system.
Pick.
part of it, you can do some
What should be my
stuff. I don't know.
primary?
It's a magus.
That's not a
I
question
mean,
for
she
me.
can use dead
Oh.
brains
What do you
to
want your
think of
primary to be?
things. We
Honestly,
could probably
like,
use
really
her
just
brains
put 'em
to
where you want.
feed some
Build it however.
incorrect
Okay,
information.
I just with these classes. I
That's
just don't
a
know.
thing. I don't know.
I
I
agree.
think that.
That'd be pretty
I
cool.
don't know how many
My
times we can do
highest-
that
Are
to
you
a
done
brain before
shooting
just like.
or punchy?
So
Set on
Any
got it
amount of
one
times
time,
could be
yeah.
useful.
So,
you just
I
send
don't
it
know.
once and go, am
So-
fine.
Because these
What?
are
That's the message you
Am
send out.
okay. Do not worry. Everything's fine. How are you?
Oh, going through a tunnel.
so I'm just gonna-
Gonna be
Sorry,
gone
cutting
for
out.
1,000 years.
We
What are you
just
guys
talking,
doing?
We were just talking about reanimating the Magus's brain and sending out a message to the patriarch stating, "Am okay."
Don't
Don't
worry.
worry.
You just see the
Don't
Magos'
send
arm
anyone
waving
after
over
me.
Woody.
Oh.
Oh, you're my best friend.
Wow.
Oh my gosh!
So yeah, that's where that
I'm-
conversation went.
you guys,
Don't get to have any.
No.
Can I, well, never mind.
Are they leaving?
Can we make him come with us?
why don't you try?
Alright. I'm like, hey, where we're going, we're gonna need some extra security. So, why don't you do something useful?
Oh
He's
gosh.
so assertive.
Yeah, that's how he is.
Oh.
I pass. I don't know if that.
We are under Dominus Dextra's authority. Any alteration in leadership must go through her or acquisition 894 Protocol 7.
Beep beep.
So we gotta fill out some more paperwork, or
Alright,
Essentially.
that's fine. We're on a mission of haste.
Alright,
Go clean up the mess.
I'm just laughing at your guy.
Thaddeus is like, well, what do we want to do? I have 12 Castellan robots if you want to storm the Administratum.
Why are we storming this place?
I thought we were just trying to leave.
I did too.
Oh, we can leave. That's fine. And he hits the thing and the robots.
Can I please take the secretary's data slate?
Yeah, you go over to the desk and whatever, and there's like 6 data slates.
I'm taking all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what was
Yeah.
she writing right
Cool.
before we...
There's also like a lot of chapstick in one of the drawers.
Ew.
Well, I mean, it's probably a chat lips.
All of them were like
Because
used
of all her
once.
kissing.
Yeah.
All of them were used like once.
That's
Oh.
like an actual neurological disorder, so that's great.
Oh, well.
She's got like
I'm gonna ask
Infinity
Mal,
Interval.
like, can xenos, like whatever they're called, can you infect a tech priest or like a robot person
Yes.
with the kiss?
Mhm.
I'm gonna lean over to Mal and be like, should we check these guys to see if they're on the up and up with your little scanner?
Yes, do it.
All right. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, 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 bop.
Do an awareness test
Oh my god.
at a plus 20.
Plus 20, huh?
Yeah.
I pass.
Cool. These ones are clear.
All right.
Oof. Right burn, but it's tough
Jasper's
when you only
not.
have one
Oh,
arm.
no.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, there goes
He
that
didn't last
character.
very long.
Cool.
There goes all
The
that
Skitari
pain.
are like, we'll wait here, and then 6 of them make like they're gonna go past you and up the stairs.
Make like.
They make as if. They don't, but yeah, they just...
All right. Go up
Do you
the
guys let them
stairs.
pass?
Yeah, I don't know why we wouldn't.
I mean,
I kill them on the
I'm
way up.
keeping an eye on them.
I don't know.
They passed. They're clear. They're gonna go see the mess we made.
Except what if there's other things alive?
I also don't want
Still
any
in
of
there.
them just like, stun you, and then take us into prison anyways.
Can I do a tactical Imperialis test to see if they're actually trying to like pull one on us?
well, do you have that skill?
Yeah,
Really?
I have it plus 20.
Wow.
Big old guardsman thing.
Yeah.
Alright, you left them.
Yeah, I pass.
Looks like they're initiating an investigation.
Oh yeah. I guess they don't trust us.
I'm not sure why we are concerned. Worst case scenario, we just burn our way out.
Yeah, these.
Cheese.
He's efficient.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
the,
He
al-
said it in a voice.
the alpha shifts uncomfortably and like starts eyeballing the
The
Castellan robots, and he's like, "This is protocol.
Yes.
I stand by protocol."
And since we're speaking the truth, shouldn't cause any problems.
Dominus Dexter, this is Alvis. I'm gonna need backup. There's threats of fire.
Oh, no.
gosh.
That's
Like a
funny
pun.
because it is a
Yeah,
literal fire.
good times.
You would burn to death.
Okay, you're making him nervous.
You need to
We
tone
should just
down.
start walking.
Towards
Just a
human,
couple
guys.
steps.
Oh, sure.
And I embrace humanity.
Hey,
I bet you do.
I say we just start walking, and if they do something, we do something.
We'll say, Mal, do you have any authority? Just we can leave.
Yep, but unlike some people, I don't go brandishing it everywhere. Anything I found, y'all. See you all.
That is that's good.
All right, I guess
I
we'll
like
just,
you. I like your beard too. It goes well with your bald head.
Oh, thank you.
We'll
Yours
just
too.
wait.
Thanks.
For
As
frickin-
does your stub.
Oh, yes, well,
You can comb your beard with it.
Neither of
Oh.
their heads were very shiny, though, so you don't have that.
Oh,
going.
Mounds is waxed.
I said neither.
His is shiny.
No,
He's got a shiny head. You
It's-
stub it.
it's lacking in luster.
I think the luster is just fine.
Alright, you kiss butt.
Excuse me. I
So,
just am able to admire.
I'm just really irritated with how these events have unfolded, and I'd like to move on.
10 more Skitari show up with the Dominus. And as they do, one of the Skitari comes back down the stairs. The room shows heavy traces of violence. There is
Yeah, on us.
there's small fires throughout the room, and scorch marks. There's blood all over the floor. It looks like
Mostly ours.
looks like one of the corpses was needlessly shot and experimented on.
What?
Mm.
And then, the astropath's dead up on the top, on the bottom.
You didn't analyze whether or not it was a gene stealer like we told you to?
We don't have that technology.
Oh my goodness,
That's
you're
embarrassing
useless.
for you.
I'm gonna scan the 10 Scutari and the Dominus while they're talking. Scup it down.
Good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what happens?
Suspicious.
So the Dominus comes up and Malin steps forward and he's like, "Hey, I'm sorry about this," and goes through some diplomacy and stuff with her, and
Pleasantries.
little pleasantries, and
Please remember.
Nice.
she's like, "Okay, well, we will continue the investigation, but you all are free to go.
That's right.
Don't be too quiet. We'll be in touch."
Quiet?
What
Do
does
you want
that
us to
mean?
cause more problems?
Don't go on the lam. I think.
All right,
is
turn on the
invitation, not
Castellan
that
robots.
Oh, no.
Target
Don't
everyone.
know. What does that mean? Kill everyone?
That was like really obvious.
Death to all humans?
Destroy all humans.
Cool.
Death to all humans.
Fun game.
We lost the game.
Dang it.
Ah.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
GTFO.
Cool. So, you guys go down to where the train station is.
Oh,
And,
trains. Not that Crisis remembers.
And
He just gets excited. A
Oh.
train!
Melon's like, "Well, we can either take this,
No, thank
or
you.
there's a landing pad right there. If you want, you can call your gun cutter. I have ground transportation, so we would have to go access that."
We could take you to your ground transportation?
Shit.
I don't know.
Is that possible? Thaddeus?
He didn't care,
We can
but
just
he-
fly.
Well, it depends on where his transportation is.
I think flying is a good idea.
I agree. I don't know why, but I feel a slight aversion to that train.
Gives me ill omens.
Is it the same train that we trashed?
No.
Oh.
No.
That one's probably off getting refurbished. Let's get on the ship. Where's our ship?
Speaking of which, where is that, a space marine?
I try to talk now. I don't know what to tell you
You
guys.
guys have a space marine with you?
Yes, I don't know where he went. He was with our
It's just
psyker.
something he does. It's just something he does.
It's not real. We're just whispering it for Crisis.
I have terrible perception.
Crisis is like, what are they doing?
It's all gibberish.
Babble, babble.
I can talk to someone too. Doki, come over here. Alright, I actually don't have access to the little ship fob or whatever. Who has it?
Thaddeus has the fob.
You do. Wait, I thought Deco had it.
I was wondering if he did.
You know
No!
what?
Why would he?
No, wait, you had it initially, but I think you did give it to Thaddeus.
That-
Yeah,
at
'cause
first no
Thaddeus
one
was
would take
driving.
it.
Also, Thaddeus did the cool, like, I won't have it hover around us.
Yeah, it was totally Thaddeus.
Thaddeus
Yeah.
has it.
Alright. The R's on board, right?
So yeah, the gun cutter,
Sounds like-
the gun cutter comes down, and you all board, and Mel's like, "All right, go to these coordinates," and you what?
Am I going with you or with them?
We're all going together.
Oh,
Yes, weren't you paying attention?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, you guys take off and go down to an industrial sector of the forge, to like, I don't know, like a downtown, like barsy kind of area, and yeah.
Is Reese there?
And no, but
Good.
as you guys are going along, you do see that there's a big cargo container with a tarp over it, and Mountain's like, "This is where we're going."
Inconspicuous indeed.
Alright.
cargo container. It's tiny.
Nobody pay attention to the
Massive.
cargo container
Oh.
covered in a tarp.
Big old tech. We're going in.
Yeah.
Do we land in it or on it or next to it?
No. So the gun cutter just touches down in an open lot across the street.
Cool. I would like to keep my eyes open for suspicious activity.
Perception test.
Sick. I do have plus 20 on that, but I don't think I did particularly well.
Oh, you don't have a 29.
The captain.
Oh no, I passed.
Yeah, yeah.
I passed.
Good job.
Cool. Yeah, you don't see anything.
I see no suspicious activity.
Can Thaddeus have his birds patrol? Like, are we staying here for a little bit, or?
Yeah. Yeah, Thaddeus is like, yeah, I can have my birds patrol. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Can he?
Bird die.
It's been a while since we did the bird thing. There we go.
All right.
Yeah, he sends off Rust, Cryo, and Jet.
Ooh, do they have scanners?
They have those big old eye scanners.
But like special scanners for gene stealers. That would be a really cool thing to add.
I should update those,
Just-
says Thaddeus. And then he also hits a button and the two Mechanicum drones break off the side of the gun cutter and start doing orbits.
There we go.
And he does something else and it's like a little shroud protocol goes up with the gun cutter too. And fog takes over the area.
Oh, fancy.
Ah.
Very atmospheric.
Wow. Just setting the mood.
All right, let's go into your secret base.
Yeah, Violet holds the tarp back
Secret base.
and you guys go on in. And
Cool Teddy.
there is actually a mastodon in there.
A
The
mastodon.
band?
A
Yeah.
dinosaur?
Tank?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes
I was
sense.
totally thinking the dinosaur.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
Don't worry, I got you.
We all went in
Dude,
different
so a
directions.
mastodon is like
It's like a big.
it's like the biggest tank. Actually, so Baneblades vary in size and scale, but a mastodon's the largest space marine tank in production.
That's,
Sounds ostentatious.
Oh,
wow,
they very
we're using our
much
big
are.
words
But
today.
it's been heavily converted and fits more closely to an Adeptus Arbites description than an Adeptus Astartes.
Oh,
Huh.
cool.
Heresy.
Why?
You, the
We don't care about
Fancy
tank
guard
guys,
person.
though.
Yeah.
Tarragon.
it's not super pressing, but it seems like you have some experience with
I can cut it off, but I can't fix it.
Don't you know mechanical parts? Where did you get them?
Wait, no. He can slice it. He
Hey.
can meld it.
Chip, knock it off, dude.
Didn't Thaddeus do my power fist?
Did he? I thought Reese had a dude do it. Too.
Thaddeus
I don't
can do
remember.
it.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna do whatever he wants.
Never mind.
Yeah, let Thaddeus do it.
Perfect. Yeah, so you guys go
Leave
into,
load of
are you guys going into the mastodon?
We have to go into the mastodon?
My dude is like terrified of your dude. He's just scared that you're gonna snap and just kill a bunch of
Yes.
people.
Going in?
Is there anything weird? Like,
No.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go in.
well, of course you are.
Yeah, Crux is just also bored.
Cool. Yeah, you guys go inside and there are like a couple servo skulls drifting lazily by the ceiling, like balloons after a birthday party. And there's a lot of candles and stuff everywhere.
Mm,
Good
And
aesthetic.
a lot of Aquillas and there's scrolls and there's actually a lot of room in this tank. There's living quarters on one end, and they're open. Like
no
the
privacy.
whole tank's like hollowed out
It's
and
like an open concept studio apartment tank.
yeah, kind of.
Cool.
And there's kind of like a little mini war room like not a table but like a council area set up, and it looks like the front because the front has like an assault drop down door and there's a couple ground bikes there.
Cool.
Fun. We have good experiences on those.
Why?
We don't.
Oh.
Well, they're all dead. You were fine.
I know.
I was there for it.
But yeah, Mountain's like, all right, well, here we are. And you see that there's an adept in here. Who's already here, and he's like, yeah. This is Scrawl. His name was unpronounceable, so we call him Scrawl.
Scrawl?
Yeah.
Scrawl.
Yeah, he does that a lot.
Oh.
And you see him look at you and...
My name...
Huh.
I don't know if I want to tell
And
him, actually.
you glance at his thing and he's already drawn out perfect self-portraits of you all.
Wow.
Oh,
Did you
that's pretty good.
self-portraits of us?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a caricature
Not just-
artist.
Portraits?
Well, he changed his entire body to look like us, and then he did it.
It was
Anamorph
really
first.
unsettling.
Hey, you know what? You are so mean. I'm going to throw everything at you in the room.
Wow. At once?
Maybe.
Cool.
Room just
It'll take the death of a psyker, but...
I was
Oh.
gonna say cool 11.
Anyway, yeah, Mountain's like, anyway, I suppose we should talk, since it's been a while.
Yeah.
I've actually never met you.
Well, I mean...
Well,
I mean-
my name's Inquisitor Malin.
Hi. I'm
Please.
Crisis.
Are you waving with your stump?
I am. It's my dominant arm,
You
so.
don't even think twice about it. You're just like,
Yeah.
Don't
I'm
scratch.
Crisis. I am part of Firebrands. I went to help retrieve the people that we didn't retrieve.
Oh, Violet and Rat,
Yeah, the,
and Willow, who's now dead.
How did they get
oh, I
out?
don't know.
Violet, Rat, how did you get out?
Oh, that's an incredible tale for another time.
Gather round.
in the storytelling, I guess. They lack the flair.
Alvis had the flair.
Ugh, that dude.
Well,
Anyway, yeah, Malin's like, so, give me an update since the last time I saw you all. Well, you
Yes.
and Thaddeus.
Uh,
What's happened since you went to the depths to not find my acolytes?
So you see, we went down there, fought some witches. No, fought some other things that led us to the Lumen Witches.
The paladin.
The Lumen Witches who killed our psyker?
Oh shoot,
They butchered him alive for information.
they were nice to us.
Mm.
Them witches. Never know.
Fickle things,
Yes.
those broads.
I can keep going. I have to say
Yes.
nothing.
And,
I'm confused.
I said I think you're a
That's
witch.
yeah.
Oh.
Them is biting words.
Could be.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Mr.
You
If you
flip.
scared
I mean,
the
Alvis
crap
is evil.
out
I'm
of me.
not sure. She wouldn't hire a witch.
We,
I'll take it. So yeah, then we did that, and then we learned that it would be actually incredibly impossible to fight the Necrons with our
Impossible.
I said impossible.
Oh, I thought you said unpossible.
that's impossible.
It's incredibly unpossible.
Be
Me
impossible. To fight the Necrons with our small band of scatterbrained dum-dums. So,
What happened to the rest of your team?
Yes.
well, you see, we located... I'm going to continue with where we were, and then I'll answer your question. We located a titan of some kind, a
Yeah.
centipede one, and a standing one. And we left our Adeptus Auroritus. What would you call them? They're not actually Adeptus Auroritus anymore.
They're the other acolyte team.
Sure. We left them down there. We were calling in reinforcements to help with the Necrons. And then in the process of trying to get back up here to get more help, we ran into some difficulties vis-a-vis...
Well, we realized
That was a terrible description.
I'm really working on it.
Well, we met a space
Oh
marine
yeah, he kind of
who
worded
came
our
to
entire
help
mission.
us, sort of, and we ended up killing Titus again.
Well, he needed killed because he was trying to summon demons, which is also Alvis is trying to create a demon host army. Just fun fact for you there.
I do want to talk about him in a second.
Yeah, there's a lot.
What happened to Faxian?
Oh.
I sent him with you.
We found his dead body.
Yeah, he was at the bottom of the depths. He'd fallen through the world portals. Super dead.
He ran away after Deco did something weird.
That was incredibly upsetting to me, and I sent him back on the threat of death.
He didn't make it.
Well, his body
He
did.
took the threat.
Good riddance.
Yeah. Not saying that on
Anywho,
camera.
the person with us was like, we need to go and kill Alvis because he is doing demon stuff.
Yeah.
Also, we were going up here to get reinforcements to fight against the
I already
Necrons.
said that.
Where's the Space Marine now?
Oh,
I would like to speak to him.
actually, I'm not quite sure.
So,
Sure you remember
on
it, I
our
just-
way,
Where'd it
alright,
go?
backing up, met him, stuff went down that was not so chill. In order to get out of the depths, we had to use...
Teleportation.
That's the one. And that pushed us forward.
6 months into the...
Do we know that it's 6 months, or are we
I
just
guess we
like...
are-
Wait,
not
you've
sure.
been gone 6 months? When did you get back? How long have you been?
Like a couple
back?
days.
Couple days.
Yeah, we're not feeling
He
too
looks
confident.
at you. 6 months. It's like the first time you've seen him laugh. And he like almost cries.
I was gonna say, it seems a little hysterical. You should probably lay down.
Did you just say that to an Inquisitor?
I'm just trying to be helpful. I have Medicaid. I know everything. I'm also just a tad insane.
It's also true.
We should have Deco and Space Marine come and help.
Who are these? So the Space Marine was real.
So,
Starties with you.
before we get there, if y'all would just...
You just keep
Hold
taking
on.
so
Well, I'm
long.
just... Why aren't they here helping us?
Yeah.
They should be... It'd be much easier if they were just here.
Yep.
Just
I'm not gonna cry. I'm stronger than that. So, ran into Alvis. He's messing with some bad stuff, which, again, you want to talk about in a second. We came here to find the astropath so we could send out a message for backup. And on the fancy little rail you got here, ran into some gene stealers. And unfortunately, 2 of our beloved comrades did not make it.
What?
including the Space Marine
Yep.
in question.
He definitely fell.
So you lost 2 people and a Space Marine.
No, we lost.
Yeah.
What else did we lose in that?
Titus.
One
Yes,
person
you lost
and
a
a
guy named
space.
Titus.
Oh yeah, Titus
Oh,
we lost
yes.
before, but he had been lost, came back, and was lost again. No idea how that works.
That's weird.
And Faxian is dead.
Sure.
Wait, what?
Y'all been doing a lot.
Thaddeus, he chimes in and says, "Oh, and Liara twice."
Well, yes,
She
but
came
she's still
back.
alive.
You didn't see her on the ship?
I did.
She's not happy.
She's recovering.
How are these
Decently.
people coming back? How was Liara back twice?
Well, the Psyker was like,
Our
and she came
Sanctioned
back.
Psyker
Oh, was it?
was a very excellent healer. Yeah,
Oh,
he
it
was
seemed kinda like a
sanctioned.
witch, too.
We're not even sure if they
You're
were
kinda
really
like a witch,
dead.
too.
It seemed like a matter of fate that they stuck around, really.
I'm really depressed.
Uh,
How deep, Thaddeus? I'm glad you showed
the
up.
well gets deeper.
I just don't know.
I'm fishing.
Yeah.
I'm fishing.
So that's our story. Well, that's your guys' story.
So,
Yeah, shut
so
up.
what's your story? I want to know why you were put on ice.
Last time I was here, this planet was pretty nice. You know?
He killed the
Yeah, I went on ice dealing with
Oh my god.
Alvis and his other acolyte team, the Eyes of the Void.
The Eyes of the Void, I heard of them. They were powerful.
Apparently not enough.
Well, they were, you know, they were interesting.
Alice with as many teams.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, they are all dead. As far as I know. Yeah, we came to a bit of a crossroads as far as how things should be handled here on this planet. The more I learned that there was a Necron threat here, the more nervous I became for the general population. And Alvis saw that as a bit of a concern, but didn't feel the need to tell anyone about it, if I recall that being correct.
What was his concerns?
Well, he was interested in the material that's kind of correlated with Necrons, this black stone.
Ah, Blackstone. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to be colleagues of a sort.
He didn't have very nice things to say about you.
He's pretty. What did he say about me?
He said you shouldn't be trusted. Come to find out, he can't really be trusted. So here we are.
What did you guys do together? That's not what Inquisitors are supposed to be working on.
Yeah, it depends on the
Well,
Inquisitor.
So he was an acolyte for an Inquisitor named Titus, and Titus issued him to me several times for Alvis's brilliance in research.
So Alvis somewhat worked for you.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. He wasn't a direct report, but we did collaborate on a couple projects.
Cool. Such as?
There's a correlation between the warp and black stone he was really interested in. And part of why I came to Anvil to help with the nascent psyker problem was because in the past we've had to do little witch hunts here and there, and it turns out that when people aren't sanctioned, they do really weird things, and so we seek to understand so we can correctly destroy.
So how long has the planet actually been collapsing? I mean, I've dealt with mutants before, but I've never seen a mutant uprising.
How long do you think it's been, Terrigen?
How long have we been struggling
It's
with
Terrigen,
this?
isn't it?
It's Terrigen, yeah.
You troublemaker.
It's so spicy.
How long has it been, Terry?
I think it's been about 6 months, right? Like, kind of since you guys bailed.
Yeah, maybe a little more, but
Whoa.
not much.
Since we what?
Since you bailed?
Well,
Oh, interesting word choice, friend.
okay. Let's talk about Alvis real quick. I want to know specifically, like, are you not reporting to him? Are you not gonna
He
link
wants
back
us
up?
to. He really wants us to. We think
If you
that
don't,
would be
he'll probably kill
detrimental to. Yeah, either way, probably.
That's funny because his other team got killed by him.
We were actually in the process of trying to find enough reason to, what do you do to an Inquisitor, disbar them?
That's just for liars.
You were trying to get his authority stripped.
I think
Well,
that would be the right choice.
He was,
to do
he
so.
has like this mass thing of demon hosts, which is disconcerting. Also,
Wait, demon host, but also more than one?
yes, like hundreds.
Yeah. Again, en masse.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, there were a lot.
Also, probably
By
considered
the Emperor.
So we got Necrons, Gene Stealer Copes, Demon Hosts.
It
What is he doing
works
with the demon
somewhere.
host?
I
Did you
think
say
he's
orcs?
using it to do something, close the rift.
There were, yeah,
Some-
with some.
Wow.
My poor kitty.
He believed that the demon hosts were the best chance at fighting off the incursion that has taken place here.
And believed that he had
Demon hosts are
enough
very effective.
information to
I don't know. We killed plenty.
I
yeah.
agree with him. Those things were pretty
They were
horrifying.
Oh, also he mind controlled this crazy psyker lady, and she has the ability to open doors.
To open
I
doors.
forgot about Helena.
Helena.
Yes.
Whatever, it's spelled Helena.
She's back.
I mean, yes, sure is.
And not, she used to be
Oh.
okay. She used to be
But
kind of cool.
he had like some sort of like word he said, and she was like, brr, brr, brr. No, she works for him.
Yeah, now she bad news.
She's his personal mind cleansing assistant.
Oh, that's useful.
great.
You guys,
I mean,
knew
for
that,
him.
actually.
I don't remember knowing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
She mind cleansed
So-
me.
Bunch of demon hosts trying to fight off threats or like close rift or something. And her. And I don't remember what job he wanted us to do.
You wanted us to go back down to the depths?
Oh yeah, but
Link back
also
up.
tell him all of the things that we learned so
But
far.
also, I'm not actually
I'm at a point where I don't think
Acolyte. So
but it's mostly about,
Yeah, that's weird.
like I just
I was
In
just
your
sort of
story, I thought you were just kind of a part of this.
no, I just came to help Joss.
You're just like a.
experience
Pirate?
and then there's like,
Yeah, more or less.
That's actually pretty
like
cool.
having to buy
Yeah,
everything.
you know, we go to planets
I follow
and
a lot of guys like you.
It's like,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. You seem cool though.
Oh, well,
That's irrelevant.
yeah, I'm more hot.
but like this stuff,
Oh,
like
you are.
You bring it on back.
okay.
But
I'm thinking it might
because
actually
you're
be
Forge
beneficial to
World,
call
you
more
can do
firebrands.
Hive.
More
I
pirates.
Isn't there
agree.
another? Is
And
there
it
one
made
in the Inquisitors?
some
No.
special backup.
No.
You
And
mean
then
like a
for
specialized
corpse,
group,
I
or
want
just
you to
like
have
all the
one
fire
corp that you
brands?
think is good, and then
That's a
one
lot
that
of
sucks.
pirates.
Currently, I'm thinking more specialized, especially since
however
we
you
don't
wanna
want to like.
Oh
Do that.
yes, small.
But for like,
You like took my chair, you little kitty.
oh, what's the word? I
Little
don't
kitty.
know a lot of strategic warp
Little kitty.
things, but like little.
Specialized
Detachments.
squad.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Detachment works. Just to do like a little reconnaissance.
Oh.
What are you guys chatting about?
Nothing.
Okay, fine.
None your business.
Until it is.
Okay.
True. Until it's personal.
So Malin is like, okay, so what's your intent with Alvis so far? Like, what have you concluded to do? What is it?
I want him dead.
I was hoping to scorch him permanently.
But first, we definitely
one
wanted to display our evidence
I don't
as
really
to why he should
No preference.
be put to
Let's do
death,
burning
so that we don't get in trouble,
I'd say.
because that's
I
not
appreciate
high
that.
on my list of priorities
Yeah.
right now.
Intelligent.
We
Okay.
do that enough on our own.
Present your case to me, and I will determine if it needs to go to a high council.
Well, where's all we gathered evidence? We
Yeah.
have
Well,
like actual proof, though.
I have this book.
Yes.
I think you got some
That
files.
says
I
beard
did.
trimming.
You got it.
That says beard trimming.
Oh,
Well,
you might want this too, but
He looks like he already has it, actually.
Yes, second edition copy.
yes, it's very good. This book
Different smelling oil.
here on the final page thingy. Was it the final page or just the book as a whole?
For what?
The one
how to undo a demon
Yeah.
house. You didn't have the actual book, but there was reference in this book,
Oh,
and this was
Didn't we find stuff though?
I mean, you got
well,
Titus, but it's not like.
yeah. Go through the slate and then like Thaddeus.
well, be specific.
Oh, we found that video.
Oh yeah, of him getting scratched by the demon.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's important.
No. It was the video. It was his medical information.
yeah. Okay.
Also that.
I thought
yeah.
there was a surveillance
It
video.
was a Zinch demon.
Yeah.
A little pink
But
boy.
there was a.
Pinky
I swear
boy!
we got a surveillance video.
Pig boy! Sorry.
Did we have anybody like tape us fighting the demon hosts?
Thaddeus was in the plane.
Yeah, Thaddeus was in the plane. So he may have seen some demon hosts from outside, but he definitely didn't
He
see
shot
Alvis. Yeah, so
He did.
only like the outer ones.
He has video footage of the demon host.
And
They literally flew away.
this book
But
talks
it's weird
about
because
demon
demon
host
hosts
things.
actually affect the ability to take pictures or
That-
videos. Like the screens.
Yes,
But that
you
in
see
and
the
of
lack
itself-
of stuff.
Well, it could be. That could be anything.
Or you could trust acolytes to do
Here-
acolyte
here
jobs.
this book.
He doesn't like us that much.
Oh, that wasn't Mountain saying it. That was just me.
Oh.
And then
I'm helping you present your case.
she has medical files,
Yep.
which are good.
Yes.
Well, this is most concerning.
As it should be.
Okay,
As all
well,
things should be.
Most concerning.
we'll need to call a trial. Would you all be willing to stand and testify?
I don't know if this would be cheating, but what Ordo is Malin part of?
He was originally Ordo Xenos.
So
I'm Ordo Hereticus.
I have peers in the Ordo Xenos
Perfect.
realm.
I died.
I think I can stand as a upright, what are they called, witness for such a case.
I could also talk to some of the other Inquisitors on the planet.
Pitch black.
Did Titus leave like a
No, I won't be the only black.
video well or something?
But I'm like Vulcan status.
If you're
Yeah.
watching this, I'm actually dead.
Titus would not even think twice to do that.
I know. It was just.
Titus would
It was
send a
mostly-
video saying like, "You're not allowed to have my stuff."
It was mostly a joke, okay? I didn't think of it
Leave all my stuff to the dog.
Except that you forgot about the dog.
He didn't like the dog.
Nobody likes
Yeah, that dog is shunned. Except maybe you won't shun it.
We'll see.
So
I'm actually planning on filling it with explosives.
Don't.
To
Just
shoot.
for one-time use.
Oh my
Should
god.
be my guy.
look, that's dark, but that could be really.
I'm also planning on doing that with my robotic arm.
Oh well.
Alrighty.
Good
I'm a
plan.
little Terry right now.
Got some Terry's up in this pajama.
I already have a flamer. I don't need one
How
on the
many-
arm, so it's like explosions.
How many Inquisitors are you in contact
should
with
make-
on this planet?
This like nasty like shotgun that you just put like refuse. Like what is that? A blunderbuss? Because you're a pirate.
That's fun.
Just like trash
cannon on his
nails.
arm.
Yeah.
Where do I put the corpse?
Pieces of space marine
In your
armor.
description.
Oh gosh. Just the leftover armor from Nazriel.
I know Inquisitor Dragos Thane is here.
It sounds familiar for some reason.
What's the left two?
Classic
Wait,
what's
Dragos.
the
I
left
don't know. I actually
Hanging
know that
out.
name.
And then
The left two. I have no idea.
He was investigating mutants.
I think so. I don't.
That's
I
what
don't
I
know.
know for some reason.
And then there's another Inquisitor here. She just got here.
No.
I don't know much about her.
Well, that's just sexist.
Are there like?
There's too many inquisitors.
Are there like?
There's like 4.
What are they called
That's a
in
lot.
police forces? The
There's 4
no,
of
like
us.
in real police, the
PD.
police that watch other, they like do investigations on other police officers. Internal affairs. Is there internal affairs for the Inquisition? Are there like Inquisitors for?
Yes,
other
every
Inquisitors?
Inquisitor is internal affairs.
Oh,
We're all supposed to check and
that's
monitor each other.
You've
Good.
been
Oh, yes,
doing a
checks and
really good
balances.
job.
Not another
How
Imagine if the
American.
president and
I'm
Congress
just letting you
and the
know.
Supreme Court Justice were all one
Gold
thing.
star.
He's gonna kill
That's
you.
what we-
Seems like the opposite of the what you're supposed to do.
Literally gonna
That's
kill
the
you.
Inquisition.
Trouble.
You know. Favoritism.
I think it would be best if we. Man, it's so busy on this planet right now. But is it? What are you doing?
I just found this cool little fan.
Would it be possible to gather the Inquisitors together, do some kind of like Inquisitor Council?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, cool. Yeah, good plan.
Oh,
Cool.
redundant.
So here's the thing, though, and this is what y'all need to understand.
Yes.
If you want to take down Alvis, you need to be ready to replace Alvis or have already done so. Otherwise, you will either be killed, mind cleansed, turned into a servitor, or assigned underneath a new Inquisitor, if you're lucky.
Well, you like us, so that's probably what will happen, right?
No.
Oh.
I am very lukewarm about all of you. Especially you.
Well, that's better than some encounters we've had.
What did
I'll
you say?
take
It's
it.
like spoiled milk. You guys
lukewarm
upset
on
my nizzle.
I felt it was more of
I
a
haven't
stomach
had a
thing.
shower for
I mean,
a while, so
I guess it's
So
so.
merciful.
It really is.
it's been a
Stygus
rough
is in this one, right?
My milk just doesn't spoil that often.
Stygus the
Everything.
Styges.
No.
I thought it was.
That's out of the
I mean, I've drank
Adeptus
some that's
Mechanicus Codex.
on the verge.
And Mech Codex for
So-
And
Warhammer.
you're like, ooh, maybe I should.
I'm not
A little
using anything from
But
this
nothing.
one.
Nothing where you're
For
just
what?
like, oh, now I'm gonna throw it.
Like it says, like for because I'm on.
There was
I
one
smell
time
milk.
What are you trying to
in
do?
Nicaragua,
It says
the
high
milk
world
expires
class.
like the day after. You buy
So
it.
like after
Yeah,
the corpse
it's really
one,
bad.
then it goes to
But I didn't know that, so like I got some
like
milk.
your
And then,
high
like,
class or
You
your
know, like
Your Explorator fleet.
the week
What
after.
was
This is Styges
because I
Explorator
just
fleet.
didn't
so voidborn
I was like,
No.
or
it was all solid.
It's not. It's not.
It was terrible.
It's
That's
just
what I'm
turned
asking.
into ice
It's
cream.
like
It's
what-
fine.
Yeah, no, it would have been.
Or yogurt.
Sour
We already did that for you. So you would
It
just
was like,
you would have
oh.
Forgeworld, Styges fleet.
It's weird because when milk turns, it like turns.
right.
It's not gradual. It's just like
So
it
then-
was fine, and now it's
Keep going down the
Like
path.
avocados.
Don't do the
Yeah.
divination.
Okay.
We'll do that later.
Don't like.
All right. What
cow
about
milk.
nature?
You don't.
Yeah,
What
but
do
you
you
design a
prefer?
Brown
personality.
cow milk. Almond milk's good. I like coconut milk.
Okay.
That's what's happening.
Yeah. So Malon's like, so I mean, do you really think that you're ready to replace your Inquisitor?
Well, I was.
Well,
more...
it's not my Inquisitor, so I wouldn't have to do those things, right?
Wait, are you guys acolytes?
Those two are.
I think at this point you either are gonna have to be an acolyte or you're a little in it now.
Well, acolytes can have contacts for days.
You're
Oh.
the second most. You're the second
Per
most.
day.
Like experience.
Yeah.
Fifth person.
Ugh.
Well,
Honestly, if Josh died, then
Josh dies.
I'm
If Josh
over it.
dies, it's over.
and if you two die, then basically there's nothing that there's like no reason for us to be here.
That's what I was.
Pick it up.
We were talking about that earlier.
I worked with Alvis for a while. But, you
Well,
know,
there you go.
Okay.
There comes a point
That's
where
right
we're like,
we didn't deal with
I
anything
didn't
like
have
this.
the vision.
It's true. It's like he was
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah. Right.
Take her
If
from
Deco died, if you have like all
Don't
like the
steer me.
information-
You're being mean.
Well, do either you two want to become Inquisitors? Okay, that's one no.
I'd
I'm-
super rather not.
I would rather you be an inquisitor. Than
Here's the process we would probably go through.
Okay, let's walk through it.
Let me. I have so much on my plate. Here's the thing. You guys are gonna have to take more responsibility for what's happening here on Anvil, and I would have to evaluate you and deem you worthy. Do you all still have your rosettes?
I'm gonna get in trouble for flashing this, but it's fine.
He takes it and breaks it in half.
Oh,
Okay.
He's like, "This is done. Elvis knows where you are." So now he doesn't. And he says, "Okay, we're gonna need to
I'm upset with myself.
we're gonna need to even you out a little bit too. I don't know if Alvis had a proper structure for his acolyte teams.
Just said go for it.
How do you feel about directly working with these people?
They seem like they want to do a lot of good. We lost a lot of people doing it, so I don't mind.
Okay.
Hi.
So this
Your actual-
Terrigen here probably honors the banner of humanity more than anybody I know. That guy has united with the Imperium and with the Priest of Mars. Not so much anymore. But he has done his best to gain an understanding for what's going on here. And he's where the evacuation attempts and stuff have been cut off, he continues. He has a massive populace of refugees, whether that's homeless, ex-soldiers, survivors, the injured, all banding together to try to fight in the name of Anvil. So he'll be the judge of how worthy to undertake the road you are.
Can we have just like a really good description of your character? Because we got a tiny taste of it last time in the heat of everything.
Yeah, let's pause and do that, unless you don't want to.
No, I can do that.
And also, give us the updates on your cybernetics when you do it too.
So for that thing, you don't take any extra cybernetics. I read it. It just says you take.
Can you hand me a Lay of the Worlds book?
Yeah.
Cool, because I'll freaking find it.
Yeah, because that's the reason I was asking you about it, because I thought that you had like 4 cybernetic things, so I was like, oh, you would know.
Where is it?
He looks kind of normal. Like,
Are
alright.
you
I'm
gonna?
like, oh, okay, thanks, dude.
Well, you're in the wrong spot.
Yeah, I was turning to it
Oh.
when I handed it to you.
Maybe.
Huh?
I don't know.
Go ahead and do your description.
So this dude's name is friggin' Terrigen Brule.
Hey, friggin' Terrigen.
Terrigen.
Friggin'.
Mr. Friggin'.
So he was
Bam.
it's like
Oh,
is
wow.
it, how many does it take?
Trait. Skin of Iron.
Oh, that's what it was. I was looking at Heart of
Every 2 ranks, 3, 5, and 7, the Acolyte must either select an additional cybernetic or upgrade one of his existing cybernetics.
Just have one super upgraded cybernetic.
Must. And I would probably give you an additional D5, just for funsies, because
Just for fun.
you're rank 8. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Your entire body is just robot parts.
That's
Just
like the
gonna
goal
be-
for
Roboticus
Mr. Robot.
Maxidamalos. Oh, I'll be back.
Okay. Bye.
Yalo.
you were saying.
Oh yeah, so he's Terrigen Brule is a guardsman. He was like a scum, and he was like, this kind of sucks. So he became a soldier, but when he was a guardsman, like he advanced pretty quickly. So he became like part of the Crimson Guard, which is like the elite for this world. And he fought in a couple campaigns here, and they really effed up. Like
Yeah.
one of the background packages I picked was called the Trench War, and it was just like in these. It's like World War
You
One.
were one thought, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like with mutants and
Everything
stuff,
with
and like we'd go to sleep and wake up, and like one of our team dudes would be like a mutant. Like it was bad news. And then I came back, and everything was way worse, and so he started gathering up refugees.
How to do
And he has this trait where he feels like it's called righteousness, where if he thinks he's doing the best thing, like it doesn't matter if it's heretical or whatever, he'll just do it.
Uh-oh.
So he'll like lie about supplies and stuff to his superiors, and then he'll give like weapons and food and medical supplies to his refugees. And I'll be like, yeah, it was empty. And then he'll send like a group of dudes to go and acquisition it.
Yeah, I
He's-
wrote
He's
those
a
down.
chaotic good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has like a really big base of like refugees and like a pretty solid militia that he uses. And then I think he helped saved. He went and got the Violet and the other dude.
Rat.
Rat.
What do you look like?
Oh yeah. Let me read it to you. So he is a male.
Oh,
He's
alright.
tan. He's fit,
Okay.
and he has mousy hair.
Yeah, here's her.
Like
You're just
brown?
gonna take
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a
Do you have like
lighter
longer
brown.
hair?
Yeah, I don't remember anything.
I would say wavy. You know, I think like he enjoyed being in the guard. But he doesn't. And he was a tech priest. Like he did all that stuff out of necessity, not out of like.
So
Love for it.
just,
Yeah, and so he
as long as
can
we're not
communicate with
fighting
them, and
today.
he's pretty high up, so he can get him to do what he wants him to do. But like he doesn't
I can
have. There's no love lost, between them.
Are you tall?
I had to figure out your character.
1.75 meters.
Okay.
That's pretty average.
So,
Yeah.
so did he just
Careful,
get
Careful,
he
careful!
got made Inquisitor or something like that?
Yeah, it's like
No.
5'9".
No, he's just an
It's about
He
10
got
to
turned
5.
into an acolyte.
And
He got
then
turned, but they were asking
your
her to be an
armor?
Inquisitor.
So he
There was
has
talk.
special
Okay,
armor.
but she said no.
It's called
Okay.
Crimson Guard armor.
Currently,
So like
I might be
imagine
persuaded.
it's like +6 armor.
if
Mhm.
deemed.
So it's just like instead of just black and soft, it's just all like
Hmm.
you know.
You're 5'7".
A little short for a
You're-
stormtrooper.
You're as tall as I am in real life.
Oh.
I think your character's
Thank you,
still
I'm a
taller
bit
than mine.
Oh no! So for these, real quick, for these cybernetics that I'm picking, how do I tell for their quality? Are they all just good quality, or hopefully they don't suck?
Garbage, so I'll just fall off.
So that's the thing. They're good. So did you want to do what I was talking to you about?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you're just gonna get ballistic mechadendrites.
Mhm.
You'll need 2 of them,
Okay.
and what they're gonna be is like you'll mount your guns on them, but they're heavy weapons, so they'll need the assistance of your arms.
Mm-hmm.
And you have
Bulging
bulging
biceps.
biceps. Yeah, so you'll be able to one arm 2 heavy weapons.
Jeez, I couldn't even do
Dang.
it. Astartes.
Oh yeah, and this
That's a big
dude,
boy gun.
he's
He's
like
literally an aggressor.
he's like a general. So like he is over all these dudes, and he has people training them and stuff.
Wow.
So-
It sounds like you lead like, but you said you lead like militia army, so you're like an irregular.
Well, because they're not technically part of the regular forces, you know.
Yeah.
They're basically a gang, but you know, yeah,
That's cool.
good stuff going
Yarp.
on there.
Oh,
We
right.
have one last thing. You know those things that he has that scans people?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's like a bunch of them in my base. We always scan people when they come back, when they come in.
Nice
So we
and
know
thorough.
whether
They
to-
try to shut down the curse,
Mhm.
and if they see you, it's just execution.
Well, I mean,
Well,
Or-
obviously.
They
A
don't.
shredder.
You don't have access to this, but there are facilities that you could put together that could purge people of the curse, but not ones that have been born.
Right. So just ones that have been kissed.
And there's actually no way to tell.
Shoot.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't
So
think
you would
you
have
can
to like
waste
kind of
those
see who
resources.
had gotten kissed and then
Uh,
would
quarantine
it
them.
kill them if they were born, or would it just not work?
Wouldn't work.
Well, you could just do it and then like shoot them if it doesn't work, right?
did
Yeah.
it work?
All right,
Into the
cool.
shredder you go.
Well, let's go ahead and continue then, Mr. I described.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's like, okay, so he'll be with you all. And we need to discuss what all this looks like as far as your great undertaking. There's a war here to be managed, and so I think it's time that you guys stop acting solo. You need to organize and utilize forces and numbers and resources. You said you were a firebrand. What are those?
Oh, they are space pirates who steal from heretics.
In the name of the God Emperor.
Okay, perfect. So some religious radicals.
Yeah.
Can there be more?
Yeah, we were actually just talking about that.
We
That's
were
what we were talking
considering
about.
bringing them here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Could
Possibly
y'all
for reconnaissance.
maybe could manage
detachments
that?
And...
Yes.
And then you have to have.
It's been 10 years, but I've got an assortment of connections I can reach out to. You know,
Yeah.
I've got a lot of connections in the Navy. It's about as much as I can do.
Our psyker used to tell us of a vision that he had about a book, and at the back of the book there was a list of contacts that you could put together, and I think it was called the Book of Judgment in his vision. Maybe you could research into what he meant.
Alright.
So,
It's just the Book of Judgment. There's contacts in
Okay.
it.
Oh,
I'm just looking right now.
I was like, that sounds familiar.
Because he is a.
And then we can get soldiers from him. Do you have any other resources of mass personnel that you've come across?
Agent of the
well,
Lord Dragon.
there were no. Those people aren't dead. I technically have a following deep underground, but
That's true.
they're deep underground.
So are your
currently
people.
helping with. They're currently
Oh.
helping with the Adeptus Sororitas.
Yes,
Oh.
they are.
If they're
manning
still
decent-
down there.
Out of game question. So it's been 6 months, and a lot of people have died since then.
Mhm.
Like, what? are those people still down there? Is like that deathcore group and the Titan and his religious fanatics? Are they all?
I don't know about any Titan.
They
He
were
said
in,
out of game.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
They were in contact
you don't know.
with us.
Yeah.
You don't know,
Okay.
and that's the best part.
They sent a message like a few days back, right? Communicating about.
Did they send a QC back, or did we get it?
No, I think
Mm.
Alvis told us to go.
Alvis
down
told us
there.
about the details of what was happening down there. Is that what
Oh.
happened?
Thaddeus steps forward. He's like, yeah, Alvis mentioned that Cascade had been sending him reports because we didn't answer.
Because freaking Cascade is still loyal. Good for her.
She just doesn't know.
She's gonna get herself.
So Malin, he's like, okay, so what do you know about Anvil?
Danger.
Well, okay. What do you know about Anvil?
It's a Necron planet. That's all I know.
Me too.
It's all going downhill.
We've had 200 billion people die in the last 6 months.
Billion.
Most of the forges in the world have been experienced meltdown or have been taken over by the Gene Stiller cult. Our military is a mess. No one's really getting off the planet anymore, which is kind of a good thing. But it's not looking good.
Are your noble houses still intact? Or
Oh,
has
yeah,
that all been
all the food's
disassembled?
been poisoned. All the water's
They're
been
not
poisoned.
intact, but as far as the prime power, House Carlisle has stepped forward. Every now and then we hear word from Magos Cossacks. He's got his great undertaking. He found an Arc Mechanicum, and it's awesome and sacred and whatever. And totally irrelevant to what we need him for.
You know what's so funny? I'm just imagining you drinking a beer as the Inquisitor, and you're like holding back a burp. It's like holy and whatever burp. It's like-
He is.
I can only imagine him now as what's his name? The dude.
Oh,
What's
Well, you were there. I recorded it too.
the guy who wears
Yeah,
like a bathrobe?
no, yeah, no. Who's the actor though? Oh, Jeff Bridges. I can only imagine him as Jeff Bridges now.
But I did tell you that.
I don't know who that is.
That's like
Jeff Bridges?
your opinion.
Big Lebowski.
Framing.
True Grit.
The first Iron
I
Man.
don't know.
Jeff. He was also
I know
like
that.
Obadiah
The
Stane.
bald guy.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
Also, he's the bad guy in Tron Legacy.
Oh.
I don't know. Well, because he's the original.
I
guy
saw
in
it, but
Tron.
that was a long time ago.
What is he?
Yeah.
Well, so as far as Anvil, like I don't know how much research you did about the planet when you got here. What?
I would like to interject and let you know that your nobles who are in charge, if you care, are actually not great people. They framed House Kaios and took over power.
How's Carlisle?
Yes.
There were beliefs that it might be connected to the genes there at one point.
Sorry,
Okay. Well, then we need to be collaborating more.
Probably. I've got some emails. to
Freaking
send.
Alvis.
Right?
Big agree.
He says, okay, so I just want to give you some intel on the planet because Terrigen mentioned some good things. Initially, 6 months ago, or whenever you guys first got to the planet, there was 713 major forges / hive cities across the planet. There were also 56 mega forges, and then there were 5,281 minor forge and hive cities. We know that there's around 10,000 levels that have been bored into the crust, and of those, 2,000 are inactive or quarantine zones. And this was before the uprising. The data's irrelevant now. But also, initially there was 370 trillion upwards of as the population of the whole planet at the time of the uprising. I don't even know what the void around the planet looks like, but there were in orbit around Anvil over 8,000 satellites and 200 space stations. What Terrigen referenced and what we do know is that the day of the uprising. It's now talked about as the day of resurgence of the Gene Stiller cult. They waited for our unification day, the celebration of the day of peace that was declared after the Admech Civil War between the Admech and the Dark Mechanicus. Day 1, 36 megaforges were hit. All void elevators, all cities with portal access were hit, and all of the spaceports were bombed. We know that there's 30 portals that drill towards the core of the planet. Day 2, all locations with strong defense lines of orbital batteries were targeted, along with any knights not in a group called a lance. Day 3, billions were coming in as reported ill and sick. All of the cities with portal access were under major conflict, and all of the major space... Oh, wait. I'm just repeating myself. Yeah. Day 3, billions became ill, and then water sources were deemed contaminated. Quarantine zones were established, and Skitarii, legions, Knight, Titans alike were finally putting up a defense. Day 4, we found out the Gene Stillers had contaminated the food supplies as well. Emergency supplies and machinery were found sabotaged. On day 5, mass evacuation attempts from levels 2500 and further down were deemed too dangerous and given up. Day 6, the piles of the dead / the debris from war were so bad that there was an emergency status in place to clear them out of the streets to allow access for the war effort. The Mechanicus boring drills were put into full deployment to allow for transportation. Day 7, deadly rad zones, covering areas equal to the sizes of 1,800 minor forges, and hives began needing calculated and tracked as forges underwent cataclysmic meltdowns after meltdown due to sabotage. And then the death toll was estimated at 200 billion. And that was 6 months ago. And we're definitely putting up a fight, but what do you think? Are we even on even ground anymore?
I think we're putting up a stronger fight than they expected, and more resistance than they expected. I mean, it's more resistance than I expected after this design.
So, some information's been made public about how Gene Stiller cults work, and typically it's right before a hive fleet arrives to the planet. And so either a hive fleet's like here, or the uprising was sprung too early.
What do we know about that?
We've talked to the black shop dude. What's his name?
Reese.
Because he
Reese.
fought against the Tyranids,
Mm-hmm.
and he talked about how the planet he fought on experienced the same thing, and then after everything went crazy, the Tyranids came and killed everybody, including the mutants.
Didn't we have some information out of game? Didn't we have some information on what the status of the hive fleet?
I think we don't. I kind of remember I had a vision. I saw like something black, but I don't know.
When Titus was linked with the Patriarch, did we get anything from that?
Oh yeah, hive fleet's on its way. Like,
Well, no, we know, but like,
Relative
the
to
time
just-
they
frame?
arrived. Yeah, did we get any like
He
specific information
They're so
I guess,
dead.
about like
This is where I put my
distance?
space.
he actually, if I recall,
Oh,
Patriarch
no.
mostly was just
It's
like
still
telling me
okay.
like
You what?
the
I'm
dark
still
deep
not
secrets
okay.
of
Still
Terra more.
Just for a fate
Not
point.
much about the actual hive and its movements.
I
and
thought
such.
he like showed you though.
He showed me like the God Emperor was dead.
Mm.
He showed me that, which was pretty revelating.
Mm.
But aside from that, no, he didn't show me. And like I saw the fleet, but I didn't see like the distance from and like a time
Right,
estimation
like-
on delivery.
Yeah, okay.
You just saw something.
I just
backing
didn't
up
know
the
if you
stars.
saw it like arriving or if.
It just says
Okay.
It was like very drug visiony.
I was kind of under the impression
Uh,
that we had accidentally, like, we discovered it a little too soon. So it's not
So
happening
it-
in its normal time frame.
It does seem like that
Yeah.
was the case.
Yeah.
We activated a little early.
Well, and even just in our last session, the Magus was not aware of Necrons and had passed that information along. She was trying to take that. Yeah.
Well, so this isn't a problem we can solve just by shooting important gene sealers?
No.
They don't
No,
just.
that
if
me,
they're all-
me burning
you-
Magus didn't help.
Here's the thing. Y'all killed the Magus. So what will happen is there's already a new Magus.
Oh,
Right. I mean, that's how war strategy works.
You kill the Primus, another Primus comes. You kill...
Freaking Primus. We killed the Primus.
You didn't kill the
But we
Primus.
didn't. I did, and you took it away.
It's a fate point.
Garbage.
She like...
I
Wrecked
obliterated
him
that
up.
MF.
But now he's walking around in power.
It's okay, I killed 3 pure strains of battle, so.
Yeah, and died.
Wow.
He fell.
I wouldn't have died.
and then you died to
If-
gravity.
If you hadn't have looked up how fast 9 seconds went.
Mm.
Yeah,
How fast you fall
we were
400
trying to.
meters. Yeah.
Maybe he's not dead. Maybe I just have a new character.
He got splattered.
Smeared.
Oh man. Anyway,
I'm just saying, Space Marine armor is more effective than Mjolnir armor from Halo, and he fell from freaking orbit, so I don't want to hear any of this. As far as I know, he's alive.
Yeah,
I'm just
but
getting a
Halo
new
isn't
character.
grimdark.
Maybe you
You
got
had
crappy
a
armor,
bunch of
'cause you
cuts through your armor. That's why your health was so low. So when it hit, it was kind of like a logger, how they put like a bunch of cuts in a tree, and then they hit that one point, and the whole tree goes.
Except for
Whatever.
you,
Whatever.
all your
I'm just gonna.
insides went
I'm
out
burning a
the
fake one
cracks.
right now. Let's do this.
Nope.
He's gonna walk through that door.
Oh my god, you're alive! I knew it!
All the pieces of him are gonna walk through that door.
I was right!
Ugh.
Deco's head comes in on like a little spider robot.
Oh no.
Me
too.
back as a
I would love that. Like a little spider robot that just
I don't think they have dreadnoughts.
he only does Holocaust flames.
Holocaust flame.
After me.
Just saying.
Anyway, let's come back.
That's for a different time.
Hey, you.
I'm listening.
Share your thoughts.
About what?
Everything.
No, thank you.
Well, today you did something I didn't like very much.
I don't have a book of grievances. Like,
So, yeah, so Malon's like, so this is essentially where the planet's at. What do you all think can be done to help?
So it sounds like sections of the population have already begun naturally seeking shelter, quarantining themselves into geographical locations for security's sake.
Kind of like this forge, yeah, it's a safe zone.
So do we have registered safe zones? Do we know where our populations are at currently?
Kind of. We know where your people are. There's a lot of essentially caravans now. People are on the move. The hard part is, and this is what we keep hearing. We'll have families come join us, and we'll scan them in, and one of them will be a gene stealer, and the rest of the family will not have known.
Right.
And so even though the uprising is happening, people are hiding undercover, and we believe it's to get information to the Patriarch. We are confident that the Patriarch has full knowledge on the entirety of the war effort. So the fact that our planet's generals and the nobility and the Skitarian legions and everybody's kind of divided and doing their own thing is a great tragedy. And as far as like the network grid of the planet, that's only partially functional now. Messages are very difficult to get out and easily intercepted. And so...
Easily intercepted.
Do you know the concentrations of their groups? Where they kind of tend to hang out?
They come from beneath.
Gross. Expanders.
They use 2 command points and the squad pops right up with hand.
Sorry.
No, go for it.
So the mutants that I purified underground, do the people who become part of the Gene Stealer cult, do they have similar mutations? Is that how it works? Or
Typically, you can tell Gene Stealer cultists by you've got your mutations, extra arms, extra legs, a tail, and potentially, it's any combination of those. Sometimes there'll be a little chitin growth on their forehead.
Sick.
A lot of times they're bald. They have a bluish, purplish tint to their skin.
Not always.
Not always. Any, sometimes they can have snake tongues, razor teeth, extra eyes. It just could be anything.
So theoretically,
which we kill mutants too when we scan.
if I use the same purification flame thing, would that, if it didn't kill them, would it cure a Gene Stealer?
No.
Not at all.
I would
Okay.
say because a mutant is tainted chaos, whereas this is more like a viral alien infection.
Okay.
It's not even. These aren't even really.
I was just gonna be like, we could just kill 2/3 of our population and make sure none of them are
Well, I mean, we could still
Gene
do that.
Stealers, but
The
it
world
doesn't
on
work
fire.
like that.
Well, that might be what it takes.
Right, but my method won't be the one that's able to do it.
Well,
Really, though.
do you guys?
Way to nuke it.
How do we know how they're intercepting messages off planet? Is it just they just have eyes and ears everywhere, or is there any secure method that we could come up with?
Well, there's speculation that the cult has been sending its curse out with ship after ship. And so, unfortunately, I'm sure the ships in orbit are tainted.
Mm.
And honestly, so the scanners that we have, those have been put together for this situation. It's not like everybody has those.
Right.
And so, honestly, I think even just getting the information, here are these scanners.
Yeah.
We need. We were working on getting a manufactorum to even get these going.
Mass produced.
We need as many eyes and ears as they have moving around and
Yeah.
scanning.
Yeah, we need these modified omnispecs in everybody's hands.
That would be a good start.
I think it's, I don't know. Maybe we should just set up strongholds where we have 4 strongholds where everyone's clean on the inside. And then everything outside those strongholds we just burn.
Well, those
So
ships
how
are
can
in
we
orbit right
consistently
now.
be sure everyone's clean?
That's why we need to mass produce those
Yeah.
specs.
Those.
Well, then we have thousands of cities
Yeah.
on the planet. So, 4 locations would be really difficult,
Couldn't you have designated psychers who go boo and they're like, oh, that person is
I think
corrupted?
psychers are rarer than we're used to.
Mm.
Well, so, actually, now that you mention that, currently, Violet and Red are in the process of making plans for the elimination of what we fear to be an entity of the warp that is tracking a sect of Arbites who are holding nascent psychers for the black ships that we've delivered to them.
Mm.
And we also know that there is essentially a coven of nascent psychers out in the wastes. that have fled. But Psychers are on the planet, and honestly, if the flux is going down, like you have said, more will come. The mutations are gonna go up. Psychers are gonna go up. Having the rift visible is not good in any way for the planet.
If we could use these Psychers to just like at the entrance of the city.
They're not sanctioned.
They're witches.
It's heresy.
Is there an easy way to sanction Psychers?
Yeah.
Send them to Terra.
You have to send them to Terra, and of every 1,001 that you send there, one will make it.
The other 1,000.
The other 1,000 are fed every day to the Emperor, and their souls are consumed in the Great Fire.
Oh, the
to
Great
sustain
Fire,
his
huh?
immortality.
But that's like a good thing
It's
for
the
that.
sustain.
It's a great thing.
The astral beacon.
The
okay.
Astronomicon must be lit.
Last
Yeah.
bit of details. If we were to reach your pirate friends, how much support could they actually give us? In so much that we can't allow these ships to leave orbit without being completely cleansed and
Oh,
checked.
there's like some space lasers up there. If your space pirates could, like, I don't know if they've been used at all, have they?
That was my last idea. If we know where our populations are at, they may be underground, but we can still save portions of this planet by.
I think it's gonna be a grind. You know, it's like that. You go in that room that's like covered in mold, and then you just start in one little spot, and then you just slowly kill all of it.
It's really gross.
So, if I'm getting this right, planet is covered in gene stealers. So we're surrounded from that perspective. And then the Necrons will be coming out from below, and Tyranids will be coming from above. And we have demon hosts that are running rampant across the planet.
Yeah.
That is
So-
assessment of situation.
Why is there not an exterminatus?
If we even start bombing this planet, we're gonna make things 1,000 times worse.
Why?
Exactly how?
Because so far the Necrons.
Yeah, please explain.
haven't- Well, if the Necrons had fully begun to activate, we would know, and we probably wouldn't be sitting here talking right now.
What?
If they awaken this planet, it's not lost, but it's going to be
I think we got them. I
so
mean, I don't know a
messy.
lot about Necrons, but there's. Well, actually, we don't even know if they're still down there anymore.
All I know is they have the capability of, when they show up, that's when this planet will just need to be destroyed.
But if planet is destroyed, well, we're putting a lot into vision of former friend. But if planet is destroyed, then things do not look good for Imperium.
Well, then I think the first step is finding as many gene stealers as we can, starting this manufactorum up with this equipment.
Is there any like type of thing we could create, like a vaccine or something against this virus?
Fire.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I can do that.
So,
Also,
Question-
go ahead, sorry.
question for Thaddeus specifically, as we're coming up with more scanners, is it possible to weaponize them?
The scanners?
Like it detects a gene stealer and
Why don't we do, well, we could just attach them to scopes.
Hey, guess
literally.
We could. Okay. I need to understand the technology of your scanners. I can equip service goals with them.
Or you could even put them on like
Yeah.
what are those
Service goals with guns. Gun
Or
skulls.
not just service skulls.
Servitors.
Yeah, servitors. You can
Castilians.
yeah.
Literally put on anything
Castellan
that's going to
robots.
be.
You could put it
Using
on just a
visual
gun
anyways.
that's just at the gateway. Just
Oh,
scans
seriously?
stuff.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
That is a
anywhere
good idea.
anywhere doorways are or anywhere.
That totally takes out the
Because
human element of like,
unless
oh,
we
sorry,
take-
your wife's a gene stealer, she can't come in.
Not that I necessarily
Yeah,
care
this
about
is-
this, but doesn't this technically fall under tech heresy? Or are we past the point of worrying
The
about
scanner?
that? Developing like
Combo.
and
It's
all
not.
that.
It's not.
It's not necessarily new
You're not
tech.
inventing. You're adapting. which is
Combining.
It's like a system update.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's a
I'm
gray
cool with that.
line.
I'm not a tech person. I do agree with concept that we need something special. Otherwise, there's not really anything that can be done.
Also,
Malin goes and he's like, I've actually been communicating. There's a Dominus. She's pretty helpful. Her name's Dominus Mirari.
Ah, that hell.
And she's aware of there's vaults deep in the planet that are holding technology. Maybe we could use that in the war effort.
What about that giant ship that other Dominus is looking at?
there's vaults down in the depths of the planet. Just from where?
It's
Huh?
a bunch of shiny robots with green
Yeah.
eyes.
What
There
vaults?
depends on what. which-
There's old vaults
That's
of technology. It's not beneath the depths, as what I hear. It should be in the depths. So I don't think it's linked to anything Necron based.
Into what?
I would want to go investigate that.
Maybe we can link you up with Mirari.
I think I should be involved with that at the very least.
Okay.
Last bit of information: if we were talking about calling in Deathwatch Space Marines,
Oh yeah.
I would
You would
personally
need an
hope,
astropath.
I mean,
We
we
sent out
already
that
theoretically
message.
did, but
but we don't know if they even heard. Because they're our best bet of also handling the Necrons before things get out of hand.
How do we know that they just won't come here and blow up the planet?
Well, I mean,
Because that's our authority.
Because Inquisition say so.
They would probably come and try to connect with the Inquisitors.
They're
I would
part of
assume.
the Inquisition.
Well, I mean, one that's on the planet. Like they would try to.
So they would probably try to get in
So
contact with
do
him.
we have to
So we gotta just wait for that. Hopefully.
get rid of Alvis
Get
so that they don't
Deathwatch.
meet with Alvis first?
You would need to replace Alvis before you get. Well, they would need to replace Alvis.
Stop it.
So
They
maybe
would,
our
that's
first order
The
of
Black
business should be to get rid of Alvis,
Call the
right?
Black Templars?
Because if the
Well,
Deathwatch comes,
What do you all think?
we
I
report
thought
to
that
Alvis.
the group was supposed to prove selves so that we would have route after Alvis is eliminated. Right?
Correct.
That's what we were going to do.
Yep.
I'm just saying, if Deathwatch gets here and they meet with Alvis first, he could spin that same tale that we're gonna spin about us.
So we capture Alvis.
That sounds highly
Improbable.
impossible.
Sounds easier to kill him.
Except
With
that he
Helena
is
at his side,
injured.
he's difficult.
true. She makes.
How long of a? Oh, sorry.
Nope.
How long of a range do Psychers have typically?
I have
Past
no idea.
Deco in the void.
Oh, astropaths are limitless.
No, I'm thinking about whatever that witch that was with Alvis was.
Well,
Helena?
Yeah, she jumped. She
Oh.
jumped Alvis away once she knew things were going down. But they can only sense so far, still, can't they?
You'd be surprised.
Is it more than 400 meters?
I think in the book, it's like if you've been there, you can open up a door to it.
No.
It's just like a very
But
hard.
can they like
lookout test.
sense presence that far?
They open the door and peek their head out.
Oh my
All I need
gosh.
to do is see
Dude, this
their head.
firefight's gonna be crazy.
I'm
What
just-
firefight?
Oh, just like if you guys take on Alvis.
yeah.
Well, if we can find them from a distance and at least kill the witch first, where's he gonna go?
All right. So this is. It sounds like Alvis seems to be the main priority, and then the other main priorities are firebrands, mass-produce goggles, install them on all our robots, and us.
Because the firebrands could go.
Where no man has gone before.
No, the ships in orbit.
Yeah. If
Well,
we-
the gun cutter you have is space worthy.
but
You
if
could
we-
travel anywhere in the system with that. You just wouldn't have void travel.
We could get all your space pirates those things, and they could purge each
Yeah, you
ship.
just
Yeah.
send them the
Yeah.
information on how to
I
make
have an
that
intro
stuff.
for you.
Alright.
I think
Not right now.
those are really the only priorities: is
Very soon.
develop and mass produce those scopes, get them out to your people, have your people, I don't know, deal with the
We
ships in
just-
the air. I don't know how
we
strong your
discussed-
types even are.
Generals.
They're all right.
Do you remember any
I
of the
think.
generals that we discussed?
My ship was at
What type of
least.
person he is?
I learned most of my skills from them.
Well,
Yeah.
if they can handle space
Those-
and we can handle floor with this
What about
technology, that would
Oh,
certainly be
just-
boon. And maybe investigating
Yeah.
unique
Like the-
vault thing.
Well, and your ship must have an astropath of
Were we-
their own on it.
Wasn't I supposed to be
It
like
has to be
studying?
space-worthy.
We were supposed to.
Oh yeah,
Plot out
if
a
ships
career
are
path
traveling,
for
they
you.
gotta have an astropath.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
Oh.
So the firebrands have an astropath on it.
If they had warp travel, yeah.
Ah,
All right. Yeah.
Well, and if they have an astropath,
But how do I communicate to the firebrand?
that's a good question. I figured
How
you
do
guys
we
might
do
find
that?
a way for that.
I
You
think
probably
you
have
just-
to get into space.
Oh, well, that's not too hard. We have the gun cutter. Oh, wait.
You have the gun cutter.
Yeah, no, it's just like
Well,
some of the
we're-
spaceships in up there might be controlled by a.
So we
Yeah.
get some
Well,
of these
what if
scopes
you
and we get on a ship.
what if you plan it to? What if you travel to one of the other planets in the system? They're likely to have an astropath.
Oh.
We could try.
I thought no one was.
Do you know
getting
any
off
rogue
this.
traders or?
Yes, you do. But I don't know that.
But also, I thought no one was getting out of orbit right now. I thought we were under light quarantine.
Who's
No,
holding
the Imperial
quarantine?
Navy is here to shut that down, but your Inquisition, you do what you want.
Nice.
Except
You know-
every time we talk about who we are, it goes very poorly.
Also,
When we
don't talk
have
about who you are.
the goggles.
But then how do we
You have to do it.
get what?
It's a
Just
gamble. It's a big gamble. It's a Russian roulette.
Also,
But if
Position.
we have
Some of
this,
them are loaded.
but if we have the scanners, then that helps with a little bit of understanding, and
I can
also
just
we need
tell
those.
Well, okay.
intuition.
If you were to go talk to Magos Cossacks, you could get a passage.
Also, we know. I
Yeah,
don't
we-
need to know.
We've met with him before. That was was that one of our first?
It was early.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We. Yep. Had some fun times, didn't we, Thaddeus?
Yeah, Magos Cossacks is really efficient. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Thaddeus, you SOB.
I've been atoning for that sin for a long time now, and I think it should be put to rest.
You know what's so funny?
I don't hold it.
The people who both are struggling to get into the ship after that chase are both dead. Like,
It's true.
No, I helped you. I was outside the ship.
Oh, that's right. It was you. It was
oh,
me.
I thought it was me and someone else.
No, it was you and me, and I grabbed you. It was great.
She's dead inside though, so it
Hey.
counts.
A little more lively now. With
All
the
right.
insanity.
So,
Okay,
Someone taking notes.
I think I want to end the session. Here's why. I think I want to collaborate externally about what I need to prepare for next session,
Okay.
so that this can be done correctly.
Mhm.
That way we're not BSing too hard.
Can we just like basically role play, but not actually role play, but like in our group chat, like what we want to get done?
We can do it here for a little bit. We got, what, 30 minutes or so?
I got like
We can
30
do that.
minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
It's like, don't look at me.
do we
I
want to
live here.
keep the cameras on or just go ahead and
let's just shut them off, and it'll be a surprise
Yeah.
for our
Perfect.
audience.
Yeah.
Y'all are done. You see that? You're done.
Whoa.
Get out of here.
Our session's
Why are you
Movie's
so
over.
over.